Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Thursday, August the 28th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local share market is set to open modestly higher with ASX futures up just 3 points. Global stocks were mostly higher overnight with European investors monitoring political risks in France. On Wall Street, the S&P 500 closed at a new record high on hopes that interest rates will be cut as soon as next month, while investors were confident that tech giant Nvidia's results would see another resounding beat. And it delivered, forecasting third quarter revenue above Wall Street estimates, helped by robust demand for its AI chips from cloud providers. It expects revenue of $54 billion in the third quarter, but its shares fell in extended trade as its on-hold China business clouded the future, having said it's not assumed any shipments of its H20 chips to China, as the US government looks to take a 15% commission on those sales. Shares in other tech and AI heavyweights were mixed ahead of the result, with Microsoft gaining, Meta dipping. They, along with Alphabet and Amazon, are among Nvidia's biggest customers. MongoDB shares soared after the software maker raised its annual profit forecast. James Schmucker fell after the peanut butter maker missed first quarter profit estimates. Shares of US department store chain Kohl's jumped higher as it raised annual profit target on its turnaround efforts to help rein in costs. And the copper miners fell as a firmer US dollar weighed on the metals prices, with US listed shares of BHP and Rio lower. Well, President Trump's decision to double tariffs on imports from India to as much as 50% took effect overnight, testing the relationship between the two countries. An additional 25% tariff has been added to India's exports as punishment for continuing to buy Russian oil. Australia could potentially benefit as India turns to other markets to support its exports. Meanwhile, in the US, New York Fed President John Williams has indicated that the Fed's September meeting is very much in play with the possibility of cutting rates, saying, "I definitely think that every meeting is, from my perspective, live. We're getting the risks more in balance." And in the UK, producer output price inflation rose to a two-year high of 1.9% in June, adding to signs of inflationary pressures facing the British economy. Interest rate-sensitive US two-year yields have fallen to an almost four-month low, and the yield curve has steepened as traders price in the likelihood of more rate cuts as President Trump aims to make more dovish appointments to the Federal Reserve. The two-year Treasury yield fell 5 basis points to 3.61%. The 10-year dropped to 4.23%. And the US dollar index initially rallied but then gave up those gains as bonds rallied. The Aussie dollar is trading at 65.1 US cents, and Bitcoin is trading at around 111,000 US dollars. Oil prices have risen after data showed a larger than expected drop in US crude inventories, and as investors considered the potential impact of those new tariffs on India. Brent crude futures up more than 1% at $68 a barrel. Copper was off around 1%, iron ore rising 0.5% to $102 US dollars a tonne, and gold has gained to be just shy of $3,400 an ounce. Locally today, we get a read on private capital expenditure for the June quarter, and on the earnings calendar. Results are expected from Air New Zealand, Atlas Arteria, Bapcor, IGO, Medibank Private, Macquarie Technology, Mineral Resources, Qantas, Ramsay Health Care, Sandfire, South32, Web Travel and Wesfarmers. That is your day ahead. We'll see you again tomorrow.